Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're going to do What's in the Box 207 featuring my Matchbox Dornier D-18 G-1 V-2 or D-2, which is kit number 4049 in the 1/72nd scale. Well, firstly, to give you a little bit of history of this kit, it's from an original tooling in 1979. It had a reboxing in 1983, a reboxing in 1992, which is this version here, and with the demise of Matchbox, Revell took this on around about 2000. Now, I've had a quick look on some completed listings on eBay, and you can pick this one up generally for around about £20 to £35 in a Matchbox, or if you want the Revell, which is essentially the same kit, you can get it for around about 20 to 30. Now, I paid £55 for this, but I also got this one with it as well, the Arado AR234, which we did a What's in the Box for yesterday. So for the two kits, this one generally goes for sort of £30 to £40, so I think I've got a reasonably good deal on that. We've also previously done a What's in the Box on the Heinkel HE115, and we'll shortly be doing a What's in the Box on the DO335A6 as well. So we're just going to go through the blurb first, which is this section here. I'm just going to read that out. In the winter of 1933-4, consideration began of a long-range ocean-going reconnaissance flying boat, and a development contract was awarded to Dornier. During the spring of 1934, Dornier discussed with Lufthansa whether a combined military-civil machine was possible, and the resulting design was aerodynamically very advanced for a waterborne aircraft, the hull being divided into 7 watertight compartments and a 2-spar wing mounted above the fuselage on a streamlined pylon. Dornier wanted to use the new Jumo 205 engine, which offered very low fuel consumption, but these were not available for the prototype, and this flew in March 1935 with 2 Jumo 5 diesels of 540 horsepower. The engines being installed in the pylon and arranged as 1 tractor and 1 pusher. Several machines were used by Lufthansa, but the bulk of production was supplied for military use and fitted with machine gun positions at the bow and behind the wing. They were used throughout World War II and were used for a number of different operations, including air-sea rescue. And there's an interesting sort of footnote on this one that I've got off Wikipedia. A DO-18 was the first German aircraft to be shot down by the British during World War II, when one of a formation of 3 was caught over the North Sea by 9 Fleet Air Arm Blackburn Skua fighter bombers of 803rd Naval Squadron flying from HMS Ark Royal on the 26th of September 1939. The flying boat was able to make an emergency landing but was sunk by the destroyer HMS Somali. So let me get this straight. 3 of these were caught by 9 Skua fighter bombers, and they only managed to down 1. Doesn't say much about the Skua, that I suppose, does it? Right, okay, so let's have a quick nose at the instructions, and then we'll move on to the parts. So, as we can see, section 1 here is to do with assembly of the cockpit. We've got a couple of seats, a couple of pilots, and we have some sticks and the entrance from the cockpit into the rear of the aircraft. Section 2, we're looking at a machine gun turret, which is the one behind the wing, and that's basically 2 and 3, it would appear. There's 3, the front turret possibly. Section 5, we have our tractor pusher engine configuration, which is a rather large, ungainly and ugly looking thing that's put at the top of the wing. So we have 1 propeller forward and 1 propeller rear, although that's the rear and that's the front. And we have an assortment of smaller parts to go with that. Section 6, we're going to put the sections of the fuselage, or hull I suppose, because it's a flying boat, together. We're going to put our cockpit in as well, and our 2 machine gun positions also. Section 7, we're looking at construction of the tail. We've got the rear rudder and control surfaces to put together. Section 8, we're going to assemble our pre-mounted engine configuration atop the hull stroke fuselage, and we're going to put these 2 sort of winglets, I suppose, or floats maybe, on the bottom as well. Section 9, we're going to put our rather large wings together with these very large control surfaces on as well. Got a little radio antenna to go on the back. And section 10, we're going to put some struts in to support the wings and some struts in to support the tail. We have a bit of a colour diagram going on at the bottom here by the look of it. It's kind of nondescript, I'm not quite sure what's going on. And we have a colour transferable chart from Revell to Matchbox. Yeah, just Revell and Matchbox by the look of it, giving us various different colours that we can actually utilise in construction of this. So I'll probably be going with Tamiya's or ICM's. We get 3 different marking and colouring options. Here we can see we've got Thysstat on detachment to Calais, 1940, September. We have the Lufthansa South Atlantic Mail Service, 1938, which would be an interesting variation to do without the engines, I suppose. And we have Luftkriegskommando VI Kiel, Luftkriegskommando 6 Kiel, August 1938. So we get 3 options on how to colour this thing up. So let's have a look at the parts. So let's start with the hull, or fuselage. So it's got a very streamlined appearance. There's no sort of detail or anything really going on that. I'm kind of going to assume that that's as it should be. You can see we've got a couple of very fine looking sticks here. We've got the engine, which has got inverted indented panel lines and not the raised ones like on a lot of Matchbox kits, so that's a nice touch. You can see we've got a little door here as well going into the actual engine compartment, I suppose. We've got some caps here, just in case we don't want to utilise the machine gun positions, I think. Don't know what those parts are. Parts of the engines. That's going to be our cockpit floor. There's our instrument panel, looking quite basic, but at least they made the effort. And here we have the doorway going from the cockpit into the rear of the aircraft. We have a control surface here for the rudder on the tail. No flash, really. There's a little tiny bit here and there, but that's nice looking. I'm quite happy with that. Our second one, we've got these nice control surfaces for the wings, quite big. Lots of detail going on there. We have parts of the control surfaces for the rear, and then we have part of the tail section. Here we have a wing. Again, we've got indented panel lines. Some funny, interesting sort of marks going on the plastic, but I don't think they're detrimental. There's a bit of a bump there, I've got to be honest. Not too sure. We've got a couple of machine guns here. That looks like a heater or a radiator or something. These are going to be parts of these sort of secondary wings or floats. I'm guessing they're floats. They're probably going to be floats. And it looks like there are sort of entrance hatches into those as well. And we've got a couple of, they look like steps, but I'm not too sure what they are. Yeah, okay. Enough pondering. So we have another section of the wing. We have more of these parts of these little floats devices. We've got some struts for supporting our wings or our tail section. A couple of pilot seats, another wing, a couple of nice looking propellers. More struts, a couple of seats for crew, all the same, but nice to have them along. And more parts of the tail. Oh, just broke a part off. And here we have our clear glaze section. So we have the rear gunner position. We've got a couple of portholes by the look of it, which have got nice gluing sections around them. The detail's quite heavy and quite big, but them's the brakes. And here we have our decal sheet, which obviously comes with this one, which is for D-18 V-2 for Lufthansa. These rather big markings. We've got some huge German crosses to go on the wings. I don't think it had anything on the upper surfaces. Here we have the fuselage markings and some unit badges. These two red and white parts are going to be for the Lufthansa version. Got another set of unit markings and a different alternate set of fuselage markings and some small German crosses. Maybe they're for the top surfaces, not quite sure. And these little yellow ones, which are apparently common to all. And that's not looking too bad for a near 30-year-old set of decals. And as we can see, this is also printed in Germany by Revell. Kind of interesting. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that little look. Like I said, tomorrow or the next day, or maybe in a couple of days, there will be a review of my Dornier DO335A6. And depending on how these go, I might throw in the Gloucester Gladiator that I've got by Matchbox as well, because everybody loves Matchbox. Matchbox, 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 Matchbox. I've got to be honest though, when I was a kid, I don't know why, but I kind of preferred the Airfix ones. Don't know. It's just something that I can't really explain. So, like I've said previously, there are 205 or so What's in the Box kit reviews on the channel. So please do feel free to have a look at some of those. My kit stash currently numbers at around about 720. So I've got 500 more kits to review. So it's plenty worthwhile hitting that subscribe button, because there will be some interesting kits coming up for you to have a look through. And obviously at random points over the next 15 years, I'll be attempting to build one, and hopefully my skills will progress, I am hoping, from novice to mediocre sometimes within the next year. And I'll be quite happy when that day happens, obviously. So please do like and subscribe, and please do follow me on my novice model making journey. As you can see by all the flags around here, we've got lots of viewers from all over the world. And if you're coming from Estonia, we'd like someone from Estonia. It's one of the only European countries that are actually missing at the moment. So somebody from Estonia, you know, if you know someone, get in touch with them. As always, thanks very much for watching, and be seeing you.